Hi there. Today's cancer myth buster is that I can read on the internet all I need to know to treat my cancer. This is obviously something that many people have heard of. You heard of, Dr. Google, where people get a diagnosis and they just, start searching on the internet. And typical behavior is something like someone gets told they have some type of cancer. And typically their first search might be something like, so I was told I have prostate cancer, and they're searching for prostate cancer. And then after they kind of get a better understanding of it, their next search might be, prostate cancer treatment. So you can fill in the blank with any cancer that you might have, but that process is pretty much the same. And most people don't really think about, one, because it's overwhelming and they're stressed out, is that all these giant companies didn't get that way from presenting optimal biological data. The way they got that way is from marketing. So the information that comes up is based on marketing strategies to position it in front of you. That was never designed to be specific to the actual cancer that's in your body. So the mistake many people make is that they're going to read something online and get all the information they need to make an informed decision. 100%, so not 80, 90, 99, 100% of people, when they come in and we go through our free consult, and then we go through what we call a Zoom call or an onboarding consult, we share with them these details that could dramatically impact the likelihood of them beating cancer. And they tell us, wow, no one has shared this information with me before. We cover specifically things like tumor heterogeneity. Most people say, my doctor never told me that. So if you never heard of the phrase, how would you know to search for that on the internet? How would you know to put in Google or Bing or whatever search browser you're using? You have to first kind of get exposed to some of this stuff. And where we are today, the average oncologist is spending 8 to 15 minutes with a patient. So how could you possibly get enough exposure from a medical professional in order to know what to search for? There's no way you're going to be able to look at thousands of different web pages on topics that pertain to your disease and then somehow sort that down, boil it down to the essential information and then make a decision. One, it's like learning like 20 different languages at one time. It'd just be a very difficult sort of challenge to overcome. So we've done at Causenta is I've created a very simple process that helps people go from where they are to basically state-of-the-art information that can help them. We cover things like, what's the difference between different biopsies from a tissue sample of their cancer. We cover things like what's the difference between genetics between different labs. We cover things like what's the difference between genetics and proteomics. And then we cover things like, well, how do you actually measure the immune cell function and what the best strategies would be to improve that immune function? Like most people don't even know the difference between natural killer cells and cytotoxic T lymphocytes. They'll just make a statement like, well, I got to strengthen my immune system, without even knowing which division of your immune system has been compromised. They won't know things like which toxins are in their body that are weakening their immune system. Instead, they'll say things like, well, I got to detoxify my body, and then buy some junky supplements on the internet that don't really work, and they won't really have an expert guiding them through an exercise model that's been proven to remove toxins from humans. So this is the level of detail that's now available to help people. But unfortunately, you're not going to be able to find it on the internet by searching for things, because you need someone that knows what they're doing in order to guide you through that process. And a lot of times I talk to people, they seem somewhat surprised or shocked that they couldn't just read stuff and figure it out. And when I ask them, okay, what do you do for a living? And they say, well, I'm a teacher, I'm an attorney, I'm a doctor, whatever their profession might be. And I say, okay, I want you to think about everything you've been doing for the last 20 years. And does it make sense to you that I could just Google it and read an hour and be just as good as you, even though you've been doing this for 20 plus years, in my case, almost 40 years. And then right away, the light bulb goes off for them. They realize someone else isn't going to be able to read something on the internet and be just as good as they are given all of their experience. And then it translates out really well, and they realize, whoa, there's no way I'm going to be able to figure out all this stuff. I need someone that's got actual experience having done it with a proven track record where people leave the center, look like they're better than ever. They don't look like they're dying. And that's, I think, a critical detail that many people, when they go to a cancer treatment center, they're sitting in a group and everyone looks like they're falling apart and they're going to die. That is not a healthy environment for anyone to excel. You want to be in an environment where everyone looks like, hey, we're going to win the championships here. We're not going to come in last place. So I hope that this information was informative, and I hope that it helps you on your journey to beating cancer.